Football fans demand £20 cap on away tickets. 20 is plenty for an away ticket, says new campaign to drive down the rising costs for travelling football supporters. Fans are demanding a £20 limit on the price of away tickets amid fears that the growing costs will hit match attendances, affecting the atmosphere of games. The FSF wants clubs throughout England and Wales to agree to charge not more than £20 for away tickets, match tickets, £15 concessions. FSF Chairman Malcolm Clark said away fans in particular are the football industry's best customers. When the cost of transport, accommodation, food and drink are added to the bill, the concern is that fewer supporters will be able to afford to follow their teams when they travel. If fans do not attend, the atmosphere suffers. That is why the Federation supports cutting ticket prices at all levels of the game. Mr. Clark added there's enough money going in at the top of the game to enable a reduction in ticket prices throughout the game. The action comes as new figures show revenues are up 10% at the game's top clubs. The most expensive minimum ticket is at Arsenal, £62, and that's versus Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City, Man United and Tottenham, or Category A games as they're usually called. The least expensive minimum ticket is £20, and that is Wigan versus Norwich, QPR, Reading, Southampton, Sunderland, Swansea, West Brom and West Ham. With the amount of money swirling around in the Premier League, I swear most teams can afford to freeze their prices at the very least, because £62, and me and the G-Man have had a lot of conversations about this off air in terms of clubs pricing fans out. Fans who previously could afford to go, but because of the rises, and usually these things rise above inflation, bearing in mind times are extremely hard economically. Not getting on a political high horse, but times are very hard financially for everyone. And at the end of the day, you can't keep on raising ticket prices because people can't afford them. And like I've said about X Factor, aka the crap factor, no fans, no show. With football, no fans, no game. Clubs always have to remember that. Look at Arsenal, Man City. 900 tickets returned.
Yeah, 900 tickets.
That's a big game.
900 tickets returned at a 60,000 seater stadium.
Yeah,
that's not talking with your feet. That's a couple of hardcores talking with their feet.
But it will get worse
in percentage. Yeah, but it has to get worse if people actually mean what they say. Yeah. People can still afford to go to these matches because they're going. And they're still buying, they're spending £62 on tickets. Yeah. Then they're going and buying food whilst they're around, going to see the little tours, buying the programs, buying the scars, buying whatnot. Yeah. And then going home and complaining, I ain't got no money to go to matches, but they're still going.
Yeah.
I don't get the point. You're still going to the matches. If you couldn't afford it, why would you go to the match?
Yeah, but there are going to be a lot of people who are not going to be able to go, are not going to be able to afford to go, period.
People that can't go to the match, all right, fair enough. Yes, they've been priced out. People that can go to the match still go to the match and complain. Using one of your words is they are morons. That's what I'd say, Liam.
I mean, you know what? I have to say I'm inclined to agree. I do, because you know what? You're not getting on a, political high horse or anything like that, or on a, what can I say? Almost telling people how to go and live their lives, kind of high horse, right? But you see, if you ain't got something, you ain't got it. Yeah. It's as simple as that. It's not there. So you see, if you can't go and afford to pay your phone bill, or your electric bill, or your gas bill, or your water bill, the last thing you need to go and do is take yourself to go and support your team in person, when the money that you're going to go and spend on an away day is the same money that you need to go and spend to go and take care of everything in your own house. Do you see what I mean? So people need to go and sort those kind of priorities out. And like you were saying, financially it's an awkward time. Yeah, but for everybody right now.
Yeah, but I'm in support
of this bringing the price down. Because the problem is, with prices being so high now and with everybody under financial constraints, because of the situation economically, not just here, not just across Europe, but across the world, to really put it in perspective, right? I say this, how are we supposed to go and afford that? How are we supposed to go and afford that? And much like the G-Man said, to all the fans that go anyway and complain anyway, what are you actually complaining about? Like, really?
I understand.
Compared to the fan that's literally priced out because they have to go and wait up and say, right, I can either buy my ticket
or buy food.
I can pay my light bill.
Yeah.
What are you complaining about?
I want you to answer this. Are these the same fans that want us to go out? Well, sorry, not want us, sorry, because I'm talking from our perspective. Are these the same fans that want their teams to go out and go and buy £50 million strikers?
Not necessarily.
Wait. Go and buy 40, 30, 15, £5 million strikers. It doesn't matter where you're coming from, what level. You still got to go and pay money to go and buy players when you could just go and recruit from the reserves. But fans won't accept that. They want their clubs to go and buy expensive players. There's going to be a price to that. You're going to have to pay more. It's like you go to the Nike store, yeah, and you want those £100 trainers, yeah. You don't walk up to the counter and say, "Here's a £5." Do you?
No, but you know that. But it's one of them ones. When you walk into a training shop, you know that's the price of the trainers. That price ain't fluctuating unless it's a sale and it's coming down. With football tickets, they're doing nothing but creeping up, going up.
And they will forever creep up if people keep complaining but still go to the matches and take black bags with them.
Yeah, but you've also got to bear in mind when things are going up above inflation. It's like it's kind of, again, not getting on a political high horse, but it's kind of like the whole benefits thing. If there's not enough work for everyone, and you're cutting benefits, but everything else is going up, you're making it a lot harder for a lot of people to live.
Okay, you brought up work. Let's take it a little political. You brought up work.
All right, fine.
All right, unions, teachers, whatever. Yeah, when they don't get paid enough, when their pay's getting messed with, when what do?
They go out and pick it.
They go out and pick it. They go out and strike. They don't turn up to work. Well, not all. Some don't go and turn up to work. Yeah, that's what you do. If you feel strongly about a situation where you feel that you're wrongly being done financially, you ain't gonna go and then provide the same people that you're complaining about with that same cash.
Yeah, but that's why some just aren't going. This is the thing.
It's not the ones that aren't going I'm talking about. It's the ones that do go but still complain.
See, I'm talking about the ones who can't afford to go. I'm not talking about the morons going and complaining. What? That's like me watching X Factor every single week, complaining that it's fixed but still watching it. What? That is moronic. And I've gone down on film. I've gone down on camera saying that. And I will repeat that until the cows come home.
I quite like Gucci. I can't afford it at the moment. I don't buy it. I need to get a better. I need to get more money. Some would say I need to get a better job to get that more money. Yeah, in terms to get more pay. Yeah.
All right, let's run with that.
That's what some people need to do that go to football matches. If they want to go to football matches and watch the teams of their choice, especially the teams that play in Champions League football, and are A-listed matches, yeah, they're going to have to get better jobs to go and watch those matches. That's how I feel at the end of the day. You get better jobs.
It's not
and if you can't
get...
Wait. It's not as easy as that, but that is the fact of life, yeah. And at the end of the day, if you ain't going to walk out on the club and you're still going to go to the match and complain, get a better job and you won't be complaining because you can afford to go to the match and you won't need to complain because you got a better job that can pay for that ticket.
Yeah, but I said it's not as easy as that with the rampant unemployment at the moment.
Or there's the alternative of, you know what? Actually, you wait. You save, yeah? You budget. So that it doesn't go and impact you later on in some other way when your phone bill comes or your gas bill comes or your water bill comes and you can't pay it. Yeah? Because you went and said, right, I'm not going to go at the start of the season. I'm going to go in the middle or towards the end. Because you've been saving up all that time because you still have that same job that doesn't quite allow you to go and buy that Gucci that you want all the time.
But then
they're not going to take your £5 note and say, yeah, you can pay the rest of that, 200, 300, 400 when you feel like it.
But then it's a case of people can't start complaining about empty seats at grounds then. Saying, oh, look at the empty seats. Oh, people don't care anymore. People can't say that. And that comes up a lot.
See, this is the thing, right? We're talking about away games and bringing the prices down for away games. If you're going to bring prices down for away games, why not bring prices down for home games?
Yeah. Exactly.
Why not just bring prices down? Full stop.
But you know what? There's been a couple of interesting things said in the Skype chat. And Max Goddard, we want to hear you first. Jay Martin's been very vocal as well, and Mike Harniman and Big T too. But Max Goddard, take your view first, man.
Well, the BBC recently did a survey, and I know, to be honest, United's in League One, but we were rewarded for the cheapest day in Football League, because my season ticket this season's cost £50, and then next season, whether we go up to Championship or not, it's going to be £30 to renew. So,
Jay Martin, you've been very vocal in the Skype chat, but as I said, welcome back to the show. What have you been saying in the chat? Because you've heard a couple of interesting points.
Just a point that I'm going to make is last week there was uproar about the Man City ticket prices and whatnot. Just from an Arsenal point of view, we're a self-sustaining club. We don't have a rich owner, and we're not bankrolled by any millionaire, billionaire sort of Russian mafia or whatnot.
And the only debt you've got is paying itself off.
Hold on, I'll get to that in a minute. What I was going to say, though, is the game against Chelsea, I think just the other day, they charged us £60 for tickets. Now, they have a billionaire owner, do you know what I mean, where he pumps money into the club and they're still charging those excessive prices. I don't get how, Arsenal were plastered all over the media for £62 tickets for a self-sustaining club, but when Chelsea charged us 60 with a billionaire owner, nothing was said.
Yeah. Mike Harniman, you've had your view, and then we'll go on to Big T as well. Mike Harniman, what were you saying in the Skype chat?
Yeah, it's like what Gezzie said about the ticket prices and what Jay's saying. It's the Chelsea, where they charged Arsenal £60, I think it's because they think that's the acceptable amount to charge, as that's what we pay for home tickets. And that's far too much to be spending on tickets for home tickets, I think. Because like I'm saying, I'm going to be trying to get to the Blackburn game on the 16th. And that's going to be, I think, hopefully they'll put it down because it's a cup competition, and the Arsenal, they're usually quite good with that. They normally charge about £20, £30 max for cup competitions.
Yeah.
And leagues 60, 70 quid.
No, I hear that.
And with Stevenage, like I said there as well, it's kind of what you've been saying to Max, really, where you have a budget and you just work it out from that, and you work out, you're going to say you spend about 20 quid on that ticket for that weekend, and then roughly about that, and then keep that aside, and do it from that. But with Arsenal, it's really difficult because I've got a season ticket at Stevenage, and then I want to get to Arsenal as much as I can as well, so that's an extra 60 quid every time, plus food money, plus everything else as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's a case of, especially the transport is the biggest thing. I mean, it's one of them. I mean, you look at there are some sometimes you see tickets and they're only advertised a week or 2 weeks in advance. If it's a week in advance, you can't get the cheapest train tickets. You end up having to take 5, 6, 7, 8 hour coach journeys to get it cheap, and that's one of them ones you might have to take.
I live about half an hour from the Emirates anyway on the train, so that's easy enough. With people travelling, it's a lot more money to spend.
Definitely. I mean, Jay Martin, before we go on to Big T, Jay Martin, please, what you just said in the Skype chat, please articulate that to the people.
No, basically, I was just saying, you spend £60 on the ticket, that's just getting you in the stadium. Then, you got the price of food, the price of drink, if you paid to get to the stadium, if you don't live close. Before you know it, you spent £100+ in the space of an hour and a half. It's just crazy.
It is. It's mad, man.
If you do that on a weekly basis, not saying that you play a home game, but if you play, say, 2 home games a month, that's over £200. Plus, if you're going to or trying to get to an away game, God knows, you're spending onwards and upwards of about £400 a month.
Yeah. Big T has brought up quite an interesting point in the Skype chat about a certain topic somewhere else.
Yeah, I was just saying that according to the BBC website I was looking at a couple of weeks ago, there was a certain topic about how different teams charge fans for their own team, and it was pretty interesting because me being a Notts County fan, I can disagree and agree with what everybody's been saying, but from my own personal perspective, and I am the wrong one, so I'm going to be articulating it the other way. Thinking about this, if you think about it, right, there's loads of different offers at stadiums. I mean, yes, it's expensive, but I mean, I'm a Notts County fan who's in League One. We do certain offers where I think it's like if you pay £5 for the whole season, you get £2 off a home ticket. So instead of me paying 22 quid, I pay £20 for a home ticket whenever I go to, whether that's against Stevenage, Manchester United or Hereford. It doesn't matter, it applies to everything.
Yeah.
Now, people say that things like, I agree with what Jay was saying about the food, etc., but honestly, mate, there's some things which do benefit people. I went to the I think it was the Oldham match on Tuesday. They do some great offers. I mean, there was like what was it? That was it. They did I think you got a beer, a burger and a chocolate bar for £5. Now, normally other grounds in League One, I mean, I don't know if Max will agree with me because he's a Sheffield United fan, nothing wrong with that, but I don't know if you'll agree with me, mate, on this one, but I think places, other teams in the leagues would probably charge a bit more for food. So I think what also Mike Harniman said as well, good point about that one, mate. He said, I think he was talking about, what was he saying? I know what he was saying about the travelling, etc., and I do agree with that, and saving your money as well, prioritising your money, I think it's a great thing because you have to save your money nowadays, as you rightly pointed out, Liam, because financially it's unstable at the moment. I mean, I have to book holidays off just to get to see the matches I want to. I mean, I can't go to every match on a Saturday because I work, so I have to look at the calendar and think to myself, you know what, I'm going to go to the match against Swindon, I'm going to go to the match against Stevenage or Sheffield United. Nowadays, I agree with Mike, it's about planning your money financially, being stable, and I agree with Jay as well, you have to try and stable your money, because if you can't, you'll be bankrupt and you can't support football again. I think teams need to realise this and they need to lower the costs, because end of the day, this government and the country, it's going to lower people and we're not going to be able to afford it. There won't be no fans left. It's as simple as that.
Nice, it's great points. You know what? I can't deny those points there. And at the end of the day, it is about budgeting, right, and that kind of thing. But when the football teams are raising their prices so much, it doesn't help, because you have to tighten your belts even more, or just say, you know what, F it, I'm not going. I can't afford it. Which is sad, because you're gonna drive out some of the most passionate fans who legitimately just can't afford to go.
But I think as well, Liam, sorry to put you again, but I think it's like people work on a Saturday as well. I mean, you can't expect them to keep booking holidays off just to go and see matches. I mean, I have trouble. I work in a supermarket and it's a bit of a pain really to go and say to them, can I have a Saturday off just to go and see a match? I mean, there's all these circumstances which build together to make football prices and buying tickets really unstable, and it's really difficult for everybody. I don't see how people think it can just be automatically solved. It takes time and nothing happens in an instant. So hopefully, fingers crossed, the clubs realise this, lower it down and make it financially stable for everybody, including everyone.